Hello and welcome to this overview video of a new asset I'm getting ready to release. And this asset is all about input system rebinding and all types of game options. So I have a demo here integrated with my Space Combat Kit asset, which is another of my assets. And if I press escape and go to the pause menu, if we go down to options here, you can see we have graphics, audio, controls, binding, and game settings submenus. And in the graphics menu, for example, we have resolution, screen mode, graphics quality, brightness, bloom, and fog. This is just an assortment of settings that I've set up for the demo. I'll probably be adding a lot of new settings over time out of the box, but this may be what I ship with. But just to demonstrate, if I go, for example, 1024 by 768, windowed, and save it, it doesn't apply it immediately. You can set it up to do so, but in this case, we've set it up to apply the changes when we save them. You can see it changes the resolution and the screen mode here. So we can set it back like this, and we have it back to normal. So you have a description of the setting down the bottom, and you have these buttons to restore defaults, go back, and these also come up with the icons assigned to the actions automatically. So if I, for example, remove the gamepad, you can see that it comes up with the key icons instead. If I put it back, then it goes back to the gamepad icons. Alright, we also have the audio settings here, which these are all done through an audio mixer. So this is the master volume, and these are the different audio mixer categories that I've set up, and you can assign audio sources to audio mixer categories, and then they'll be controlled by the sliders here. So you can set up as many of these as you want. I'll show you the game settings first. These are specific to gameplay. These are set up for the Space Combat Kit. We can invert the mouse, keyboard, and gamepad and joystick verticals, change the mouse sensitivity, the dead radius, and the steering mode of the spaceship. So you can set up game settings that change the way that your game plays, and access them in your code and control things with them. And basically you'll see we have three different types of UI. We have drop downs here, we have sliders, and we have checkboxes. So those are the three I'm going to have initially. If I need to add something more, if you have something that you want to request, I'll definitely look into adding more things if needed. Now we have the controls menu. This is the all the controls that come with the Space Combat Kit. So we have, first of all, drop downs with the different input action maps. So each one comes on a different tab, and you can fold them up. This is of course optional. You can set up your controls menu any way you want, but this is probably how I'm gonna have it in the demo. And now we can go down and look at all the bindings. So I've added icons for all the keys, all the mouse controls, and all the gamepad controls for Xbox and PS4. And these icons will automatically show up when you assign the buttons and keys to different actions. Now we have the action here, And we have columns for mouse keyboard binding, gamepad binding, and joystick binding. These are by input system control schemes, so you can add control schemes or change them and have whichever device restrictions you want. And because this means that when you try to rebind something in this column here, it will only accept mouse keyboard controls to be bound in this column. So for example, if I can go, I can click on this, it will say press any key, and I can press, for example, K, and it just assigns K there. And now I have the option at the bottom to go back, apply the changes, restore the defaults, and we have all those options as well. And also, if I hit restore default, which is T, are you sure you want to? Yes. You can see if I try to bind something to a control that already exists, if I press A, for example, it will detect the conflict, and you have three options. You can override it, which means that the other control will be cleared, the action will have no binding. You can keep the conflict, which means both actions get the same control, or you can just cancel to leave things as is. So you can also bind your joysticks in here. There's no icons for that because, obviously there's a lot of different types of joysticks out there, but you can add your own icons if you wish. So I can clear the binding, for example. If I just press the button, I can clear the binding, and then there's no binding there, or I can reassign it if I want. You can see there's some boxes here that are kind of grayed out, for example over here, and that means that there's no binding in the input actions asset for this particular action in this particular control scheme. So anytime you want to be able to assign something, you have to add a binding, even kind of an empty unassigned binding in the input actions asset, which you can do using the instructions provided by the input system. We also have composites that have been split up here. So we have the full action strafe, which you can assign to a vector 2 axis, and we also have the composites, which are split up into 4, so you can assign individual buttons to each direction of the action. So this controls menu handles composites as well, and you can have them in your menu as well. So that's pretty much how the controls menu works. And finally, the asset also comes with a sort of menu system with code to help you set up menus and submenus. And so yeah, this asset is designed to help you set up a game settings menu. Working with the Unity's input system and setting up this type of UI is usually a bit more complicated than it seems. So hopefully this will take a load off your shoulders and help you sort of knock this part of your game over and get on to the more fun stuff. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.